Good morning, my loves. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. I am still dealing with the snow and it's still sitting out there in the yard. I'm loving seeing it out there, y'all. So, yes, this is my first round in the snow like this. So, yes, I am excited about it. So, when I look out the window and I see snow on the ground, I still be like, oh, but I'm almost over it. We ain't gonna do too much on me about the snow because I know a lot of y'all deal with snow and ain't fascinated with it, but I am. So let me have my moment, okay? So what we're gonna talk about today is I seen a question that says, do narcissists have any type of remorse for what they do? And my personal thought to that, as a matter of fact, where is my nose ring? I gotta find my nose ring. I just realized it's missing. Okay, anyways, I say they gotta first feel like, or like, you know what I'm saying, feel like they did something wrong to have remorse. For one, these people, they don't think that they know what they're doing, but there's no remorse to it. Like, they do this junk intentionally. So when they hurting you or lying to you, cheating on you, hitting you physically, whatever, they doing this stuff and it don't bother them one bit. You could cry, you can complain, you can kick, you can scream. It's not going to draw up anything. And if they do give you tears, it's fake. It's still manipulation. So the remorse part, I don't know. I think that these people seriously need like professional help to dig into that side of them, because that's not a space that they operate in often at all. Well, at all, because narcissists are, they're intentional beings. So everything they do it for a reason, with the intent to hurt you, to make you feel less than, or whatever it is that they're sought out to do. That's what it's all intentional. That's all I can really say about that, is that the only time I seen remorse, I'm not even gonna say remorse because that was still manipulation towards me, was when we broke up or whatever. He discarded me, I turned around, discarded him again, and we came back in. He manipulated me by saying, I want to marry you. And so, because I had been wanting that for the longest, that was a easy get back in with me, a easy gaslight to get back in with me or whatever. And so when we got back together, he was on a phone call. I remember him being on a phone call. He must have got into it with them on the phone, because he left and went outside and was talking on his phone. And when he came back in, he had like this attitude with me, like I had just did something to him. And I didn't, first of all, when he came back in, I didn't say anything to him. I didn't do anything to him for him to say anything to me. He just went off the deep end and was just saying unnecessary stuff, talking about, I'm in the middle of cleaning the house. The house wasn't even that dirty. I was just straightening up. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was cleaning out the seasoning cabinet. Because I remember when he came back in, I was reaching into the cabinet to put the seasoning back up there. And then he gets this water bottle off the counter. And the house all nasty and stuff. I'm tired of walking in here and the house dirty and this, that, and the third. You act like you can't clean up. If I'm going to marry you, you going to have to keep this house clean. This, that, and the third. And I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? And so he just ranting on, and I have no idea what this man talking about. I don't know what just happened between the time he walked out the door and the time he came back in here. He just was a whole different person when he came back in. And so after I just stood there and looked at him for a minute, he, you know what I'm saying, he sits down, because my counter is sort of like we had stools up against the counter. So he sat in one of those stools, and I was actually, while I was cleaning the seasoning cabinet, I was also cooking breakfast, because I remember handing him a plate. And then when I handed him the plate, I was fixing mines. And so in the middle of me fixing mines, he breaks down crying, and he's just like, listen, I don't want you to ever think that I don't love you, because that would be so far from the truth or whatever. I just want to apologize now for all the mistakes that I'm going to make, because I told you I'm not perfect and this journey is going to be hard dealing with me or whatever, but if you willing to stick it out with me, it'll get better, is what he was saying to me or whatever. And so this is the first time I see this man cry. So of course, manipulation is riding me hard, baby. And I'm just like, oh my God, he crying. Come here, lay in my bosoms. Let me take the pain away. Like, what's going on? Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And so at that moment, he had me. And so he was mistreating me. And yet he still ended up getting consoled by me. I was babying him, giving him kisses, telling him how much I love him, and, giving him more fuel for his fire, for his narcissistic fire, because we know they love to be praised. They love everything that you do for them, but they don't want to do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. He to me, I thought he was having remorse for the way that he just treated me. But no, it was him gaslighting me to get more supply from me, because whatever just happened on that phone downgraded his supply and made him feel some type of way, and he needed to be lifted back up. So you gonna come back into your kind-hearted girlfriend who's gonna console you and love on you and all that good stuff and show you the things that you need to make you feel like a man again. I did that. So he suckered me out of that supply after he just talked to me the way that he talked to me. So that's why I say they are intentional, and when they hurt you, and there's no remorse. Like, that wasn't even real. That was almost like, yeah, I got you. I mean, he had tears and everything, and that's why I couldn't, because I didn't know who I was dealing with at the time. But now that I'm on the other side of this thing and I see just who I was dealing with, he manipulated me out of my sympathy. He did. And that's how they are. But they don't have no remorse like me and you have remorse for, hurting. Okay, ow, you stepped on my finger. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. Let me see your finger. If you're dealing with a child, you'll be like, let me see your finger or whatever. But us as adults, we'll be like, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to step on your finger. Or excuse me, I didn't mean to bump into you. They not like that. They think that everything is done toward them like the same way that they're intentional with the things that they do to you. So I looked up some different things on remorse and narcs, just in case my story didn't make it any clearer or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? So here's what I found. So for one, key points about narcissism and remorse: lack of empathy. A core feature of a narcissistic personality disorder is a difficulty in understanding or sharing the feelings of others, making it hard to feel remorse for the actions that harm other people. So they just don't operate in that area at all, because they don't like the way it makes them feel. It makes them feel like they have to take accountability, and we know a narcissist is allergic to taking accountability. So remorse is just like having accountability. That says that, okay, I'm sorry for hurting you, but the narc wants you to believe that I didn't do anything to you. You did that to yourself. So no, I'm not going to have remorse. Suck it up. You'll be okay. Second thing is self-serving remorse. Okay? If a narcissist does express remorse, it's often more about the negative consequence for themselves, like losing someone they need, rather than genuine regret for hurting someone else. Just like I said, he gaslighted me with that little cry that he did to make me believe that he really didn't mean what how he just talked to me and treated me just then. But really, he didn't care about that. He wanted to get out of the hot, like he wanted to release that steam from what just happened on that phone onto me, because he couldn't do it to them. And so once he came, because I guess at that time he was still trying to feel me out, and so maybe at that point I could have walked away, and he was trying to keep me from walking away, so he had to sucker me back in to get me to continue to, stick around and not do things. So I think at that moment he was like, hold on, wait a minute, I gave her too much. Let me take some of that back, because I don't want her to run away. Because his mask had never, his mask was coming off, but he was giving me little bits and pieces of the personality. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I'm thinking now. He was who he was, but he wasn't giving me the full blown, because he's still trying to get me to be able to still stick around for him to do some more mistreating me till he get all the supply that he need out of me, basically. Okay. Then we have the defense mechanism. Narcissists often use defense mechanisms like denial, retaliation, and projection to avoid taking responsibility for their actions and feeling remorse. Same thing I was saying. He would basically, instead of taking the accountability or having remorse for what they did, they would rather run away or make you seem like you're crazy or you're delusional. That's what they would do before they take any accountability. And the narc that I had, he would not. He wouldn't take no accountability whatsoever. Now, I've had some in the past. They would take accountability, but those are different types of narcissists. But still, they had narcissistic, how could I say it? Like, behaviors. They had some of the behaviors, but if they hurted me, some of them I could tell, felt some type of way because they actually hurt me, but yet they still continue to do it. So, it's a fine line, but these people are crazy, and they try to put us out to be the crazy ones or the delusional ones, and they're the ones who's all of that and more. You know what I'm saying? So the last one I see here is spectrum of severity. While most narcissists struggle with remorse, the degree can vary depending on the individual and the situation. Just like I was saying, some of them that I dated, some showed remorse when they hurted me, but that still didn't stop them from continuing to do the same thing over and over again. So it's almost like, I caught you cheating. I know that you were over there talking to her. Why are you doing this to me? Baby, I'm so sorry that I'm doing this to you. But you know what I'm saying? It just happened. I didn't know. This just popped out of nowhere. I wasn't trying to hurt you. This just actually popped out of nowhere or whatever. And then boom, you know what I'm saying? They got the song, the dance, the tears, and all that good stuff. They want to buy you flowers, do all these neat things for you or whatever, and then turn around and do the same thing all over again. So I've dealt with that, you know what I'm saying? But narcissists don't really have remorse. They are all about themselves. Long as the supply is coming, that's all that matters to a narc. Long as they can get whatever they need out of you, they don't care how they get it, what they got to do to get it, they gonna get it. That's all they know, is they gonna get it one way or the other. And if you don't give it to them, they'll keep you and get it from somewhere else. Might even come and rub it in your face. Like, see, if you hadn't made me go out here and find somebody else, then we wouldn't have this problem. I wouldn't be talking to other women, or I wouldn't be talking to other men, because you're not giving me what I want. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't cool. That's not fair. That's not the way to live. But I lived it. I lived it because I'm thinking people gonna change. It ain't the people who need to change. It's us. So that's what I got for y'all today about narcissists and remorse. Now that we see that they don't do that. They don't operate in that. So, you know what I'm saying? Just guard your hearts and wake up and pay attention to what's going on around you. And if you're dealing with one of these things, pray about your situation and plan an escape the best way that you can, because staying ain't gonna get no better. It's only gonna tear you down more and more and more. And the more you tear yourself down, the longer your process of healing is gonna be. So it's up to you. Now that you have these signs and red flags in front of you, baby, do something with them. Don't sit there and just hold on to them and not make no moves because you're thinking that, oh, it might be a little different. It ain't gonna be no different. it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse till you forget who you are. If you can still see yourself and know who you are right now, that is a good time to go ahead and start making steps towards getting out, because once you lose yourself, it's hard finding yourself. That's why I'm on the journey right now of falling in love with myself, because I lost me. I lost me in all those relationships. It was always about them and never about me. I was never at top priority. It was always about making those people that I was dealing with happy. And it was okay if I wasn't so happy, and if I wasn't pleased, or if I wasn't being treated fairly. It was okay for people to treat me like crap, while I treat everybody else like they are top tier. No, it's time for me to love on me. I deserve every good thing that I've put out there in that universe. I deserve all of that back, and I'm going to get it. I'm getting it, but first I'm giving it to myself, so that way I'm not looking for it from nobody else. I'm giving it to myself, because falling in love with yourself is the most important thing that you can do. Then you can start falling in love with others and all that good stuff, but go through your journey the way that you go through your journey. I'm just telling you, this is my journey. I done lost me so many times in those different relationships, and now I'm finding her again, and I'm falling in love with her, and I'm not letting her go. I'm not gonna let her fall to the wayside when I come into another relationship or something like that. No, I am gonna be considered. I am gonna matter. My feelings are gonna be heard, all of that. And if that's not what the person wants to give me, then I know what to do. I ain't finna stick around try to make it better. No, I am gonna go ahead and do what makes me happy. Okay? So I love y'all. Fall in love with yourself. I don't know where you at, but if you can grow something in the ground. That way you got your own food, because we don't know what these people are doing with the food in the stores right now, and nothing seems safe anymore. So start growing your own stuff. Do it in the house. Do it outside. If your weather is bad, I live in Georgia, so gardening right now ain't all that. But I do got a couple things out there. But now that it has snowed, I don't know what's gonna happen with the garden situation out there. I might have to just wait until we start kicking back up into the summertime or whatever to start growing things. But we gonna see what it do, because I mean, my garden done been through some stuff and still was standing. So we gonna see if it was able to withstand the snow. So I love y'all. Have a great day. Stay tuned. I'm gonna try to drop some more videos today. Try to just push them on out. And yeah, I love y'all. Have a great day.